In Washington, Zelensky and Biden cast aid to Ukraine as investment in global security. Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky met with President Biden at the White House on Wednesday, followed by an evening address before Congress, where he made the case for continued support after 300 days of war. Biden and Zelensky presented a united front during the Ukrainian leader's first public international appearance since Russia invaded his country in February, with Zelensky calling Russian President Vladimir Putin and his forces terrorists, and Biden calling the Russian leader inhumane, with no intention of stopping this cruel war. Following his White House visit, Zelensky addressed a joint session of Congress, telling lawmakers he needs more aid and weapons to defeat Russia. Your money is not charity. It's an investment in the global security and democracy that we handle in the most responsible way. Zelensky visits Washington. Both Biden and Zelensky cast Ukraine's fight as a broader one that was important for democracies around the world. We understand in our bones that Ukraine's fight is part of something much bigger, Biden said. The American people know if we stand by with such blatant attacks on democracy and liberty, the world would surely face worse consequences. Biden announced a new $1.85 billion security assistance package for Ukraine that will include the Patriot missile system, the most advanced air defense weapon in the American arsenal and one of Ukraine's top requests. It brings the total U.S. military assistance for Ukraine to $21.9 billion since the beginning of the Biden administration. Both Senate Majority Leader Charles E. Schumer and Senate Minority Leader Mitch McConnell called on their colleagues to approve additional aid to Ukraine. McConnell said defeating the Russian invaders is in cold, hard, practical American interests. A small group of House Republicans critical of the ongoing funding to Ukraine did not clap for Zelensky when he walked on the House floor and rarely stood up throughout his speech. I attended out of respect, not agreement, Matt Gaetz told reporters after the speech. Russia's ambassador to Washington said the Ukrainian leader's visit to Washington, D.C. showed that neither the administration nor Zelensky are ready for peace. According to a transcript of his comments released by the embassy, Anatoly Antonov criticized plans to provide Kyiv with Patriot air defense systems, questioning whether they would be operated by U.S. or NATO specialists, and warning that everyone understands perfectly well what fate the personnel manning these complexes on the territory of Ukraine can face. Other key developments. President Putin spoke of new Russian territories and claimed that what is happening in Ukraine is not the result of our policies, but the result of third countries. In a meeting Wednesday with the Russian Defense Ministry, he also acknowledged various shortcomings within the Russian military that were revealed by the 10-month-long invasion, but said Russia will continue to build up its military potential. Some 300,000 people have been drafted as part of Russia's partial mobilization of troops this year, said Defense Minister Sergei Shoigu, who was also present at the meeting. And expansion plans continue, Shoigu said. It is necessary to bring the number of Russian armed forces up to 1.5 million people, including 670,000 contract servicemen, he said. Prospects for the swift passage of a $1.7 trillion bill to fund the U.S. government dimmed late Wednesday night, after Republicans demanded a vote to extend a controversial Trump-era immigration policy. The bill includes about $45 billion in emergency aid to Ukraine. Lawmakers have until the end of Friday to fund the government or key federal agencies and programs are set to shut down.